Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the Jim Masters Show Live. How are all of you today? Welcome to our entertainment lifestyle talk show series where we bring together light, love, levity, and our famous levity with inspiring conversations, amazing guests, and lots of cool things that happen with our viewers, or as we call them, lovities, who are tuned in from all around the world. Hope you guys are having a good day today. If you're not, well, just think. We're only a day or so away from the weekend. And can you believe that Passover is on our doorstep? Easter is on our doorstep. We've just gotten past St. Patrick's Day. It's unbelievable how quickly 2021 is zipping by, but it's zipping by together with all of you. This is our daily live entertainment lifestyle talk show series where we've done over 300 episodes with extraordinary conversations, levity, host chat, on location segments, and we have guests that have come in from all around the world, which is very cool. From television and film, Broadway, Hollywood, music, culinary arts, sports, comedy, inspiration, and then some. And we do it with a smile, and we always learn something. You never know what happens because every single episode of the Jim Masters Show Live is something different. We're sort of taking, the old school style of warm, welcoming, conversational talk shows like Johnny Carson, Dick Cavett, some of the greats, and mixing it with a modern blend and twist of today. And that's what we do here on the Jim Masters Show Live. So you always learn something. We always have a cool time, and there's a cool vibe to this show, and levity everywhere, which is sort of the word that happened when I said love and levity in the summertime too fast. And all of a sudden out came levity. Everybody seems to love it too. The viewers, the guests. I certainly do. And we share some levity with you. Welcome. We always toast in style all of our viewers watching around the world and our guests who are part of the show. We have an amazing array of guests coming up continually throughout the week and the weekend, too. We have two shows on Saturday at 2 o'clock and 7 o'clock with amazing guests. It's a busy, busy time here around these parts, and I hope everybody is doing well. We welcome you. We've got a very special guest, Maria Cuevas. Now, she is amazing. She's a singer. She's a guitarist. She comes from a wonderful family of musical talent. We're going to talk about her legendary grandmother as well and her family. But she herself has an extraordinary talented background. And if you've heard her music, you know what I'm talking about. If you're being introduced to her for the very first time here on our show, well, that's really cool as well. We welcome her to the show. She's going to play live as well. Yes, her partner, her husband is going to be accompanying her. So we're excited about that. And we're really excited to welcome her to the show. Let me tell you a little bit about her. And then we're going to check in with some of our viewers that are watching, our levity viewers watching all around the world. For Maria Cuevas, it's not about her. Then again, it is. Maria's inspiration for music comes from her grandmother. That's right, Maria Teresa Alonso Cuevas, pioneer in mariachi, who in the 70s founded Mariachi Estrella, one of the first all-female mariachi bands in the United States. Today, Maria is a vocalist and guitarist playing acoustic, electric, and traditional Mexican stringed instruments, and her sound is a blend of Mexicana, Americana, indie blues, rock, funk, soul, fusion, a true hybrid of Mexican folklore and rock and roll delivered in both English and Spanish. On stage, there's a wonderful amalgam of traditional Mexican and American rock instrumentation, drums, bass, electric guitars, acoustic guitars, traditional Mexican stringed instruments, pedal steel guitar, congas, and percussion. I love all those instruments, trumpet and keyboards, and a passionate delivery of American roots music that gives you a dose of traditional Mexican harmonic and rhythmic influences alongside traditional Mexican music, mariachi, and so much more. The repertoire comes to life with original music, from incendiary love songs to social and political commentary, written and arranged in collaborations between Maria and Garrett Nordstrom, and penned in both English and Spanish. Yes, really incredible music, a unique sound, and we're so honored to have her here on the show. I know you guys have been excited for her to join us on the show. She's live and direct from Kansas City, Missouri, in the studio. Welcome to the show, Maria. Nice to have you with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
It is my pleasure. It is my pleasure. I mentioned to you that our show is filled with levity, right? And I know you said you love that word levity, and it's all about because you're about light, love, and levity yourself, aren't you?
Absolutely. I'm also a yoga teacher, and I can really drive with that for sure.
Willie's watching from Holland, and she says, "Hello, Jim and the Lovities. Here we go again. Have a nice evening." She's watching late into the hour in the Netherlands. She sends hello. Linda is watching in Florida. Good evening, Mr. Lovity. Good evening, Lovities. She's here as well. Mary Bishop is here from Florida. Hi, Jim and all Lovity friends. And look at this. All these comments coming in from all around the world. Merlin is in Canada. Hi, Jim and all Lovities. Good to see you, Merlin. Kathy Shorts in Cleveland, Ohio. Hello, Jim and Lovities. I hope you're enjoying this lovely spring day. Good to see you, Kathy in Cleveland. From South Africa, Juanita's here. Hello, Jim and Lovity Squad. Hope you've all had a lovely day as we welcome Maria to the show as well in style. Kathleen Walker in New York City. Hi, Jim. Always happy to see you. Good to see you as well. Kathleen, hi, everyone. And Linda says, looking mighty fine in your hat and turtleneck shirt. Thank you. I appreciate that. Pretty soon it's going to be a little warm to be wearing the turtlenecks. So we're stretching it out a little bit as far as we can go. Toasts coming in from Holland, from Willie. She's saying hello. We appreciate that as well. And Wozniak is watching in Florida. Very happy Thursday evening to Jim and all the Lovities. We love that. And more comments coming in here. Anne in Jacksonville, Florida says, welcome, Maria from Jacksonville, Florida. And Willie says in Holland, welcome, Maria, as well. We love it. And look who's here. D. Garrett Nordstrom. He is here as well. Cuevas.
Yeah, that's great.
That's it. And Jennifer Barry is here, and she says, hi, everyone. And this is great. And Juanita in South Africa says, welcome to the show, Maria. So lots of, yes, isn't it nice that everybody's welcoming here? We love it. We love it. So how have you been, during all the craziness of everything going on the last year or so? You've been busy producing, creating, I know not touring, but still being creative and connected, right?
Yes. It's been an interesting time. When we are in our full band, we have 8 people on stage. And so to go from, gigging and performing in front of large crowds and being on a full stage to really doing none of that, it was quite a transition. However, we've been able to continue to write. We've been working on an album for several years, and I'm happy to say that we are getting even closer to completing it. So we were really able to work on our next album and to kind of hunker down and really start to hammer out some new tunes.
That is fantastic. Let's talk about the style of music. I mentioned it in the introduction, a little bit about some of the passion that you have, as well as some of the stylistic approach that you have. How do you describe the style and the music?
Well, it's been a journey to find the words to describe it. The words we ended up choosing were roots rock. Now, I started my musical career in my grandmother's mariachi band when I was 11 years old, and I performed only mariachi music until my early 20s. Following that, I played around a little bit with singing blues music, but I then met Garrett Nordstrom, and he had been a long time rock and roll musician, alternative, a little bit of R&B, and it was actually his idea to kind of create this fusion, to take what I did and take what he did. And we really had to learn from each other. I was not familiar with performing in a rock and roll band, and he did not know how to play mariachi music. And so we continue to just kind of share what we're really great at with our musicians. And, I'm Mexicana, I'm American, I was born here, but I'm so many things. And the music is really a reflection of that.
That's fantastic. Let's talk about that family history too, the familial background with your grandmother. She's a legend in the music industry, isn't she?
She really is. She, as you mentioned in the intro, started one of the first all-female mariachi bands in the country. Now, she did this in her later years. She was 60 when she started, in her 60s when she started this. So she actually had 5 children. And so this happened when they were grown up. She also went through a divorce, which at that time was very unheard of for Mexican women in this area. And she really took any frustration, and she put it all into her music. And she was an extremely passionate woman, and her band gained a lot of notoriety quick, as they were all female in a time when the mariachi industry was certainly dominated by males. Yeah. And unfortunately, sadly, they were involved in the Hyatt Skywalk collapse in Kansas City, and they were playing on the portion of the skywalk that collapsed. And unfortunately, really, really sadly, 4 of the members died the night of the collapse, and my grandmother survived. So she was really quite the woman, just such a huge influence in my life. I have wonderful, amazing parents, and the other person that raised me was her. And so we really had such a special bond. And when she recovered from her accident, she wanted to teach her grandchildren the music. And so that's how my sister and I got started in our music.
So tell us a little bit about that. What were some of those early introductions that she presented to you in terms of the music, and you're really getting your feet wet in it?
Well, I was 11. And so, as you might imagine, there was some resistance. Yeah. However, I was simply told that I would be a mariachi. I was not asked. Yeah. I'm
like
very
being a doctor. Yeah. You're going to be a doctor.
Exactly. And, she was very unapologetically herself. And I think that that is something she wanted to instill in my sister and I. We went out and we performed in our mariachi outfits, and we were proud of what we did, and we were proud of who we are. And she really taught us how to feel that way. I kind of, envision it was almost like she just kind of pushed me, from behind and said, okay, now go sing and perform and play the guitar. And I was, I also was a typical child in middle school and high school, and I wanted to go to the parties, but, I had a lot of gigs on the weekends. And so some of it was a little push and pull, but I am, again, just so grateful for all of the time I got to spend with her.
That is fantastic. So what was one of the first opportunities for you along the way that sort of really set in motion what was going to be happening for you? Was it plays? Was it a concert? What would you say early on was that moment that really triggered things further for you?
Well, I guess in terms of music, my grandmother was a very passionate woman. My father is incredibly passionate as well. Now, he is not a musician. And again, my grandmother really started her musical career when her children were grown. And so at the time when he was younger, she was focused on raising the kids, and she had 5. So I can imagine that was a lot. But anyway, my father, we always laugh at him because, 1 second he'll be crying and 1 second he'll be laughing. And he just has so much emotion within him.
Very expressive.
Yes. And I remember before I started performing, my sister did first with the mariachi because she's a little bit older than me. And she sang her very first song with the mariachi. And I looked over at my dad. I was at the gig. I wasn't performing. I was just there watching. And he was just in tears. And I didn't know why. And I asked him, and he just said, my heart is just bursting. I'm so proud of her. And I just remember kind of getting it. I felt that energy, and I knew that, I would follow that journey as well. And we would kind of use our music to share emotion and to connect with people.
That's fantastic.
That was a big moment in my life, for sure.
That was a big moment. Yeah. So then as you went along, were you finding your sound and your delivery? Were you also fine tuning it along the way? How did you identify what it was that you wanted to do, what you wanted to specifically present, whether it was in line with the family tradition, or maybe you sprinkling in some of the essence of who Maria is, along with some of the familial background?
Yeah, well, I would say that really didn't happen until just a year or two ago.
Really? Yeah.
I mean, it's been a journey. The mariachi, we were within the box of mariachi music, and so we really focused on portraying mariachi music, and that is all. And then when I got a little bit older, I started to explore other types of music, different genres. Then I met Garrett Nordstrom, and it was his idea to put the music we play now together. And it was really not until the last year or two that I really started to, I think, find my own personal voice, not only singing, but, just generally as well. And just be more assertive as to what I wanted to do and what I wanted to sing and how I felt about things. So it's taken some time, and I would say it's still happening.
So who were the folks, as you were coming up the ranks, that you always admired, that you always turned to, that really inspired you along the way? Of course, your family, your grandmother, but other entertainers, other singers that you always admired along the way, whether they're in mariachi or any genre of music.
Sure. So I was lucky to, even though my mother and father weren't necessarily musicians, we always had music blasting. And it was either mariachi or, I kid you not, at 8 a.m., my dad would play Jimi Hendrix or Eric Clapton, or Santana was a huge influence, because I loved those later albums where he would work with various artists and he would take a little bit of what they did and mix it with what he did. He was a very, very big influence for me. Now, later on down the road, when I became more of, the front woman, I look towards very strong female artists. Right now, Casey Musgraves is one of my all-time favorites. Golden Hour is just, I think, such a beautiful record. I've also, found inspiration from people like Grace Potter and people like Bonnie Raitt. She's a fave. I love Nicks. I got the Fleetwood Mac, the Dance CD was like the first CD I ever bought. And so
Good one.
yeah, it was a huge influence for me as well.
That's fantastic. So as things went along, the original name was Maria the Mexican. Is that, tell us about some of that background, because people might be watching and they have that familiarity with that first, and then maybe they're seeing this and like, oh, that's Maria. We know Maria. And there's a little bit of a twist and new things you're doing now.
Yes. So Maria the Mexican was the name of our band. And really, we're kind of in a transition period, just moving towards Maria Cuevas, my name. Now, as I mentioned before, my sister has performed with me for quite some time. However, she does have 2 littles at home. And so she has kind of taken a step back from performing, and I will be releasing a solo album coming up. That's what we've been working on. Maria the Mexican came from several sort of areas of inspiration. One being that my grandmother's first name was actually Maria. She was Maria Teresa. But I didn't know that until I was maybe 18 or 19. Nobody ever told me. Well, my sister's name, side note, is Teresa. So she was always the namesake. Well, come to find out, I was also a namesake. And, Maria being just a very common Mexican name, it was kind of a tribute not only to my grandmother, but to just what it is to be a Mexican-American woman. When I grew up, my father would say, if anybody asks you, you're Mexican. You are a Mexican woman. Be proud of your culture. Be proud of your heritage. And it's just really kind of a tribute to that, being proud of who we are, proud of where we came from, and really never forgetting that, because even now, and with COVID and kind of being separated from being around big groups of people and a lot of people that help remind you who you are, it's easy to get lost and to forget. And so music has really sort of been a guiding light for me.
That's fantastic. And how long did you do that, Maria the Mexican? How long did that go for?
We started our band in about 2012. So we have been around for about 8 years, 8 or 9 years. And we are just kind of in this process of switching over to Maria Cuevas. We have some gigs coming up finally. We're really excited about those in May. And those will be sort of our first gigs as simply Maria Cuevas.
That is fantastic. That's excellent, and it's exciting. It's a change and sort of like a refresher for people, which I think is great. We have actually a clip here. This is Maria the Mexican at the replay to show people a little of what we're talking about of the previous, and you're also going to perform live for us, which we're all excited about, and people can hear some of the new twist of today and some of the new things that you're doing as well, which I think is quite exciting. Let's share this and people get an idea of what we're talking about, and then we'll have you come back and we can chat some more and have you play a little. That'll be exciting. All right. Here is the days of Maria the Mexican. This is at replay, everybody. I think you're really going to enjoy this. Get ready to start dancing in your living room because it's really addictive music. Here we go.
Yo tenía mi cascabel con una cinta morada, con una cinta morada. Yo tenía mi cascabel, yo tenía mi cascabel con una cinta morada, con una cinta morada. Yo tenía mi cascabel y como era yo y como era yo lo se lo a mi frente amada, no tengo nada con él, allá por la madrugada. Great, Julia. Mi hermana Teresa Cuevas. Anoche por la ventana platicando con mi amor, platicando con mi amor. Anoche por la ventana, anoche por la ventana, platicando con mi amor, platicando con mi amor. Anoche por la ventana, me pidió que le cantara. Me pidió que le cantara cascabel por menor y que no me diera más de lo vieja de favor. Ay, como resuma y suena. Ay, como resuma y suena, resuma y va resumando, resuma y va resumando. Mi cascabel. Muchas gracias.
Nicely done. So that is a little of Maria, the Mexican. Now you're going to play something for us that's of current. Tell us about what you're going to play for us now. And look at all the comments, the levity that's coming in here. So beautiful. Hi from Denise.
Thank you.
These comments jumps way ahead of us sometimes. Linda Odell says so beautiful and awesome from Ann Wozniak, and Kathleen Walker says very nice. She's in New York, and Mary Bishop is saying hello to everybody. And sometimes they're faster than we are, these comments. Claps and hearts from Kathy Short in Cleveland. Very beautiful from Crystal in Connecticut. Brava from Denise. Let's see. Crystal in Connecticut says, hi, Maria. Welcome to Lovity Hall. Denise says, hi. Mary says, hello to everybody again. And Anne says, awesome. Linda says, so beautiful. She's in St. Augustine, Florida. Anne is in the Jacksonville area in Florida. She says, awesome. Kathleen Walker's in New York City. Very nice. Juanita's in South Africa. She says, bravo, with claps emojis and music note icons. Mary Bishop has all the instruments plus standing ovation claps as well. Crystal, hi, Jim. Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday. Hope we're all having a fantastic day. Looking forward to exciting show, amazing music, inspiration, conversation, and levity. Cool. So that gives people, just in case they weren't familiar, a little taste of the style previously, which is really good. I mean, I love that sound, but you're taking it now to a new level, right?
Yeah. Tonight I actually brought my vihuela. And so this is a traditional mariachi instrument. So this is the smaller guitar, and it actually has 5 strings. A guitar typically has 6. So what this is missing is the low E that is typically on top. It also has a raised back and nylon strings. I also brought Garrett Nordstrom with me, and Garrett is my husband, and we perform together. Let me just try to get him a little more in the frame. And we will actually be performing a traditional song. I did bring my vihuela so we could play a song that I have been singing for many, many years. The song is called Sabor a Mi.
Oh, that's good.
Loose translation, the taste of me. So not necessarily a new song, but one that is just very near and dear to my heart because I did want to show you guys my vihuela. I don't typically play the vihuela when we are full band, but our band, and I did want to mention this, we really tailor our music to the event or evening. And so oftentimes we might perform with 4 pieces as what you just saw.
Yeah.
Other we have the drums and bass and a conga player who also plays the trumpets, a pedal steel. I'm on guitar, Garrett's on electric guitar, and sometimes we have my sister who's on violin. So our our sound can be, kind of small, 2 people, all the way up to 8 people, very big, very loud. But this tonight will be starting off with Sabor a Mi.
Very nice. And we'll welcome Garrett. And Garrett, can you just hold up your guitar too? It's beautiful. Tell us about that.
Thank you very much. It is a Guild F512. So it's a 12-string guitar, spruce top, rosewood back. It's the mother of all 12-string guitars. I'm really happy and lucky to play an instrument like that.
It's a nice baby you've got there. The instruments, I've often asked a lot of people over the years, the instruments are almost like your children, right? You take care of them like they're a child. There's a relationship you have between yourself and the individual instruments, right? It's quite personal.
That's true, especially here in the Midwest. It gets rather dry. It's very arid in the wintertime. So we're running to the back room, filling up the humidifier twice a day just to keep moisture in the air.
Yeah. Kathleen in New York City saying beautiful guitars. And Juanita says, welcome, Garrett. So you're getting some levity coming your way too from the viewers, Garrett.
Peace and levity, everybody.
Absolutely. Linda in Florida, welcome, Garrett. You're a levity too. So you're both levities, double levity tonight. Christine Clifton in North Carolina. Really cool music, Maria Brava. It'd be great to hear the live music as well. So yeah, I wanted to play the other clips so they can hear, all the years of that other sound, which still exists, but now taking us now and introducing some of the newer, fresh material coming our way as well, which we're very excited about. So I'll toss it off to you guys to make some more musical magic for us.
Wonderful. All right. Sabor a Mi. Disfrutamos este amor, nuestras almas se acercan, tanto así que educaron tu sabor, pero tú llevas también sabor a mí. Si negaras mi presencia en tu vivir, bastaría con abrazarte y conversar. Tanta vida yo te di que por fuerza tienes ya sabor a mí. No pretendo ser tu dueña, no soy nada, yo no tengo vanidad de mi vida. Doy lo bueno, yo tampoco creo que otra cosa puedo dar. Pasará. Años, muchos más, yo no sé si tengo amor, la eternidad, pero hay tal como aquí, en la boca llevarás sabor a mí. No soy nada, yo no tengo vanidad de mi vida. Doy lo bueno, yo tan pobre que otra cosa puedo dar. Pasaré. de 1000 años, muchos más, y no se sienten como la eternidad, pero hay hasta poco aquí, en la boca llevarás sabor a mí,
Really nice. Bravo, bravo. And boy, can you hold a note? Holy cow. Wow. It's incredible. I just want to show you some of the levity coming in from the viewers. Mary Bishop in Florida says, beautiful voice, great guitar playing. Denise says, absolutely beautiful, angelic voice. Kathleen in New York City says, awesome, with standing ovation claps. And Juanita says, wow, beautiful. What is the song about? She wanted to know about the song itself. She's in South Africa watching.
Yes, so it is just a very traditional love song. Sabor a mí, kind of loose translation, the taste of me. A lot of mariachi music is it's so emotive, and there's a lot of love songs, and lost love, and also just love of being together, being with family, being with friends, and it's a very, very traditional love song.
Very, very nice. And, everybody can get in touch with that too. And I think what's great about this, the music, it has so much emotion and so much love and warmth wrapped into it. If you're having a bad day, if you're just not feeling well, that music just sort of transports you away from some of the negativity of life, just in the instrumentation, the way the songs are arranged, the way you're performing them. I want to show you the, Lovity squad around the world. They're in agreement. Christine Clifton says fantastic and enjoyable. Amy in Mississippi says beautiful song. And Colleen is saying awesome. They're in New York City. And Linda in Florida says voice full of such grace and so beautiful.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Anytime, if you're having a bad day, just join us on the Jim Masters Show live. It picks up everybody's spirits with all the levity. So, so tell us more about. People are asking about the album and when they can sort of expect it. I guess now we've teased them. They're excited about it, and they want to hear more of this great music.
Sure. So, we have been working on this album for about 4 years. So it has taken some time. We actually started recording the album in Mexico with a producer named Chaz Eller in San Pancho, which is a little town close to Sayulita. And we worked with him on a couple songs, and then we did several songs in Austin with the producer Eldridge Goines. And working with kind of these different producers, I think, really helped us translate our sound. I think previously there was more of a contrast. These are the mariachi tunes, these are the rock and roll tunes. And what you will find on the new album is we've really been able to fuse them together. We do a cumbia song called Ready for the Times to Get Better. That's one of my favorites to sing. We've also taken some music that Garrett has had, in his back pocket for several years that really pull in some R&B tones and kind of, very soulful bass lines and music that you're really able to move to and dance to and move your body right away. So we are just finishing up with some final vocals, and then we will go to mixing. We've actually begun that process, and then it'll go to mastering. And we've actually already released a couple singles off of the upcoming album. We did Mexicans and Americans, which is a song about unity and love and just really loving your neighbor. So you can find that on the website. You will still go to mariathemexican.com. And we also recently released a single called Bottle of Wine, which is, an English tune that definitely has kind of that R&B feel, but I really hear the congas on that song, and so we're able to thread in this element of Hispanic heritage as well. So we're hoping for fall to release, but I can't make any promises because I've broken a lot of promises over
Fingers
the past
crossed,
few
fingers crossed, right?
but as Garrett says, some really great things take time, and it's not a process we want to rush. And, during the pandemic, the places that we wanted to work on our recordings weren't available. So we sort of had to wait for that as well.
Yeah. Well, they say all good things come to those who wait, right? So
Absolutely.
it's like baking a, cake in the oven. When it's ready, and we'll be ready for it. And it sounds like it's something that it has a lot of positivity to it and a lot of emotion. When you start to put together the music, what is that process like for you, especially the songwriting process? What happens to you? Are you transported to another place when you're performing or when you're writing the music?
Yeah, so a lot of the writing does come from Garrett. He has been writing for so many years.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it starts with an idea, whether it's maybe a melody from an old, tune I used to play in church with my grandmother in the mariachi. And he's like, let's take that melody and let's translate it into something we could do. Or maybe it's a song that he used to perform years ago. And I say, hey, let's switch it up a little bit. What if I sang this part like this? And then many times we go and we do lyrics kind of after we have what we know it wants to sound like. And gosh, the lyrical process is a process. Sometimes we're changing lyrics in the studio. We are rewriting them. It also helps to perform the song because it could change when you put it, to the full band, maybe the bass and drums. Maybe we're going to change the rhythm and add a different solo part. And one of our other musicians comes up with this melody or this harmony. So it's really a collaboration, which I really, really enjoy. I really enjoy working with other people and getting their ideas and their feedback. And our producer in Austin was a big help with that as well, with kind of looking at some of our songs and thinking about how we can make them better. So it's always different. Every song is different and kind of takes on a life of its own, but it's really fun. It's a fun process.
How large is the actual group itself, the band? How many people involved in it now?
Yeah. So when we are full, we have bass, drums. We have a pedal steel guitar player. Garrett on electric. I am on acoustic, and a keyboard player who is my cousin. And then we have a trumpet player who also plays the congas. So that is 7. And if we do get lucky to have kind of a local gig, we might ask my sister to perform as well. And so that would make it 8.
That's a good sized group, and a lot of different instruments and different sounds and rhythms sort of playing off each other, huh?
Absolutely. It's really, really fun. I love playing with the full band. It's just, again, the energy in the room, and I love the music when it's big. And we've actually been performing and practicing more with a smaller group, Garrett, myself, and our pedal steel guitar player. And that's been fun as well to explore, but I really like the full band. It's a good time.
Your grandmother, and realizing that you are following along in music, and other family members as well, I would imagine a great blessing for her, right? It brings her great joy. She's very proud of you and the family members, huh?
Yeah, she is. She actually passed away a few years ago. But luckily, she got to see the full band perform. We played at
It's a blessing.
Yes, we played at a venue here called Knuckleheads. Very famous venue, great venue if you're ever in the area and you want to see live music, Knucklehead Saloon. And it was a show where we got to open for Los Lobos,
Wow.
who, amazing band, been around several years, great guys. And it was so funny because they were really excited to meet her. They were definitely more interested in her than us.
That's what happens.
She was funny because we got to perform actually the song that you played, the clip. It's called El Cascabel, one of my favorite songs to perform. And she was just beaming when we played that song. And she was telling everybody that it was such a hard song and the violin part is so hard. And I think she liked our performance a little bit better than Los Lobos, but they got to take her backstage. She was a VIP, and she really enjoyed it. And, she was, I think, probably 92 at the time. But I'm so grateful that she was able to see the band before she left the earth. And I just know she's always with us. I don't know if you knew this, Jim, but actually there is currently a statue being made for her that will go up in Topeka, kind of in our downtown area. And they're actually raising money for it. The anniversary of the Skywalk collapse is also coming up. And so there's just, kind of some buzz going on around the statue coming up of her. And I just, I just feel her. She's always here. She's always around, for sure.
That is exciting news, huh? That they're really memorializing and paying tribute to her in such a long-lasting, impactful, and beautiful way, huh?
Yes, absolutely. And there's already a statue in the Topeka area, Topeka, where I'm from, Topeka, capital of Kansas. That is a statue of a mariachi that is a tribute to the women who lost their lives, the mariachis who lost their lives in the Sky collapse. And so, she's been honored, for some time, but it'll be really, really special that this will be a statue of her.
Topeka. I had a colleague that came to the East Coast, television colleague, and we worked together a few years back from Topeka. And I believe her family was very involved. They all, basically, the whole family almost worked for Hallmark Cards, because I think Hallmark has a major location there in the Topeka area, if not in Topeka or Kansas City, right?
Yes, it does. Hallmark. I had mentioned to you earlier, I actually reside in Lawrence, Kansas, and they have a big, I don't know if you would say plant or building, headquarters, whatnot, just right off the highway. So I drive by that often. But yes, lots of Hallmark employees here.
So what would you like to play for us and grace us with next, Maria?
Yeah, well, I thought it would be fun to perform Bésame Mucho for you. A very familiar tune.
Yeah.
Maybe some of the viewers have heard it before. I'll welcome Garrett back to
Welcome back, Garrett.
stage.
Peace and levity, everybody.
That's it. It's all about levity on the Jim Master Show live. You got it.
Yeah, and so
how does it feel to be loveties? I mean, there's Emmys, Grammys, Tonys, Tellys, Oscars, I say to everybody, but then you get a levity on the Jim Master Show live. I mean, are your feet tingling?
We're getting that warm, fuzzy feeling.
Perfect.
Yes. It's just nice to connect with people, for sure.
Isn't it? It is.
With the pandemic, there's been some lonely days, and so to just be connecting with your audience and with you, we're really grateful. This song is Bésame Mucho, and it means kiss me a lot, and it's another one that we've been playing for some time, but I love to play it on the vihuela, so I thought I would share it with you tonight.
Very nice. Here we go.
All right. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3.
Bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho.
sabe, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo miedo de ver después. Quiero tenerte muy cerca, mirarme en tus ojos, verte junto a mí. Piensa que tal vez mañana yo ya estaré lejos, muy lejos de ti. Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo miedo de verle después. Muy cerca, mirarme en tus ojos, verte junto a mí. Piensa que tal vez mañana yo ya estaré lejos, muy lejos de ti. Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho, tengo miedo de verle después. Que tengo miedo de verle de después.
Very nice. I like the way you look at each other too when you rap. You're like, mm-hmm. Now you said it involves kissing, so where's all the kissing? He took his glasses off.
My lucky day, but
That'll be after.
I didn't want to look spooky with the shades, you know.
So how do you guys like performing together, both of you, Maria and Garrett, and sort of this new twist and sort of the new, you're incorporating some of your phenomenal background too as a musician and songwriter as well, Garrett, and taking some of this traditional beloved sound and sort of weaving it into with textures of some of the modern genres of music as well. Tell us a little bit about that wonderful marriage, literally, but marriage of musical worlds together too.
Well, Maria stole my band, Jim. What am I supposed to do?
That's what it was. You heard it here first. Another world premiere exclusive on the Jim Masters Show live. We always have one. Where is the graphic that says that? There it is. World premiere exclusive. She stole the band and she stole his heart.
I did.
The heart came first. The band was the next day.
That's the best order. So the blending of the worlds of music together. Tell us about that and how it weaves so perfectly.
I was ready for that. I had spent some time in Mexico, and I had been writing music and performing music that was in that sort of minor melancholy motif that I like so much, that lends itself to those Mexican love ballads that have some sadness in them, but hope by the end of the song. And so I was already composing music like that, so it led itself just perfectly for what Maria was the best at. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it's just, it's been a process. It's been a journey. It's something that we've been working on for a long time, and that will probably continue to evolve, as we find inspiration from different artists and what life brings us. And so with the name and with the genre and with the sound, it's not been easy to define or put in a box, but what I've come to learn is that's okay. We don't have to stay within one or two terms. We can really express ourselves in many different ways.
Just want to show you some of the comments. Amy says, wise woman. I think that's because you took the heart and the band. That's from Amy in Mississippi, who's a wonderful poet herself. Such beautiful voices and music. From Linda in Florida. Christine says, nice blending together. It's all terrific music. You both create. And Marty Thompson, who actually is a performer himself, from Australia, now in Nashville. He says, angelic voice. Kathleen in New York City says, bravo. Juanita in South Africa is saying, fantastic song. Love it, of course, and your rendition of it. Maria says, fantastic. Anne in Florida says, love this amazing music. And Amy says, you can't beat Lovity. That's so true. Fantastic, enjoyable. So they're really getting a good sense of some of the music to come, which I think is really terrific. Is there another song you wanted to share with us while we're here?
Is there another one you'd like to do? Why don't we do something in English? Okay. Do you want to do... should we do Mexicans and Americans? Okay. All right. Well, yeah, we'll do a song called Mexicans and Americans. As I mentioned, this is a song about unity, really coming together, loving your neighbor, and
perfect.
Just, being who we are, unapologetically.
And compassionate and empathetic and unified, all the things we talk about on our show, right?
Yes, I think Garrett is very excited about this song.
He's getting it warmed up. Yeah. He's warming up the car.
Yeah. All right.
Here we go.
If you build a wall, we're gonna tear it down. We'll stand together, always hold the ground. Lost a battle, but we'll win the war. 'Cause we're all the same inside the core. Mexicans and Americans. Walking through streets where men and women dream God. Pray for the light to see through the facade. We will resist and we'll always be free. Rather die standing than live on our knees. Mexicans and Americans. Mexicans and Americans. Nunca es demasiado tarde para unirnos todos en un solo ser, salvos por el amor. Mano en mano, mano en mano, mano en mano, mano en mano.
crossing borders and we're forming lines, marching forward and we'll hold signs. Let's finish and everyone greet the day and answer the drum. Mexicans and Americans, Mexicans and Americans, Mexicans and Americans, Mexicans and Americans, Mexicans and Americans.
Really beautiful, really beautiful, really nice. When did you write that song?
In Mexico, we put it together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So about 4 years ago, we wrote that song. Yeah.
It's so important and it's so timely and topical and apropos. And what was the inspiration for writing it? Did you feel that that relationship between Mexican and American was fraying or confused or misunderstood? And because of the blending of your both experiences and life, you wanted to put something together that unifies us and brings us together in love and joy and blessing and celebrates the uniqueness of cultures, but also reminds us that we're all really one and the same in many respects.
You pretty much summed it up, Jim. You got it.
Yes.
You felt
Yes.
it and took it. Everything you just said, it being a timely song, it being one to unite people and to love each other. And, there's the line that says, because we're all the same, there's so much that we share, and what we share outweighs our differences. And, just it's really cool to be here. I think it's very serendipitous because I believe in what you guys believe, that, we have to love each other. And if we can be kind to each other, the world could be such a better place if we could be accepting and welcome each other with open arms. And so, yeah, the song is about coming together and realizing that there's so much more that we share than what sets us apart.
I agree 100%. I agree. Yeah. Christine Clifton says all the music you two perform is wonderful. And Juanita says, great song, most beautiful. Willie, where it's 2 a.m. where she is in the Netherlands. She's a real trooper. Great song, most beautiful. That's Juanita in South Africa, where it's already tomorrow in South Africa for Juanita, but they're here every night. God bless them all. Willie in Netherlands, claps, claps, claps. And Mary Bishop says exactly what we're talking about here. She's in Florida, beautiful sunny Florida. Love this song, so inspiring for these days, which is so true. And Amy goes, we are all God's children. And she's in Mississippi, USA. And Kathleen says, amen to that. That's what's wonderful about your music, because your music, as much as it is very rhythmic and, from a melodic instrumentational way, it's fantastic. But you can really weave in and out of whether it's romance or something that is topical, like what we're talking about today. The music has such a spirit and a depth and a warmth to it that you can really tell so many different tales and weave so many different tales into the music itself, making us think about life, making us think about love, making us think about feelings and relationships, whatever they may be, right? That's what's great about that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, when you first said that, I thought, well, that's what, mariachi music is. It's storytelling. It's love songs. It's songs about heartache. But isn't all music kind of like that too? It doesn't have
It
to be
is.
one genre. It's really just people expressing their feelings and emotions and connecting with others. And, maybe a song can help you through a bad day, or maybe a song can help you think differently, or, make you feel better.
Exactly right. What brings you great joy and blessing to do this music? Is it the knowledge of the familial ancestry, the family that sort of set the stage for you? What is it for you? And of course, the wonderful relationship with Garrett that just enhances the both of you and the music as well, as you are both individuals and have your individual styles. The blending of the two creates this unit of one, which is extraordinary. And congratulations on all of that and continued success with all of that. Or for you, Maria, as this brilliant, talented, very compassionate performer who's really richly weaving these tales within her music and cares about it so much and cares about the legacy and the history of it all. What are some of those continued blessings and inspirations for you?
Yeah, well, I think my grandmother is a big part of that. I think that she's looking down and watching, and I know she's proud. And my dad, if I told him I wasn't doing music, he would be very unhappy with me. So family is a big influence, and it's somewhat coincidental that I was in this family band and then I ended up performing with my husband. I guess I wouldn't have it any other way. So, it's fun for me to be on stage. It's fun for me to sing. It's such a release of emotion. Just like you had said earlier in the show, if you're having a bad day, sing a song, put some music on. It can really change your mood. It has allowed me to meet so many amazing people, to connect with people. I love being on stage. I love performing. I love the music. I love the journey, whether it is performing live or creating in the studio. It just so much of it brings me joy and keeps me going. But I definitely have some good, some good cheerleaders that will continue to push me, even on the days that I don't want to do it.
Which happens, yeah. There are days sometimes when maybe you just don't have that vibe, but then when you have that team cheering you on and believing in you too, that's the key. Not just cheering on, but really believing in what you're doing and in the message and how it really touches people's lives and impacts them in such an incredible, long-lasting way. It really seems like you're doing it not just because you love being a performer or an entertainer. You really love what you do and you're doing what you love. It's in your DNA. You have to do this. The messages of the music, the feelings of the music, the creativity that you share with us. It's something that Maria is placed on this earth to do. You have to do it, right?
Yeah, I love how you phrase that. I couldn't imagine my life without music. It's been a part of me since I was a tiny, tiny girl. I started on the piano when I was in second grade, and then I eventually went over to the guitar. And so I just cannot imagine, stopping, and I will continue, and I will welcome whatever life has to bring me, and I will cherish these times that I get to meet amazing people and just be welcomed in such a warm way.
Absolutely. Tell us again about some of the cool things that are coming up for you guys that we can keep an eye on.
Yeah, so we have a couple shows coming up on, let's see, I believe May 6th we'll be performing at the Folly in Kansas City. May 7th we're actually going to Chicago to a place called Hey Nonies, and then we'll follow up that with a show in St. Louis on that Sunday. I can't quite remember the name, but you can follow along with me at mariathemexican.com. We are also on Facebook, just Maria the Mexican. Stick with us as we transform into Maria Cuevas. It's going to be a slow journey because we do have, a strong following and fan base that know us as Maria the Mexican. We're also on Instagram, Maria_the_Mexican. It's a long one, _musica, but you can find all of that on our website, mariathemexican.com.
This was really amazing, my friend, and you guys really are loveties, and it was a pleasure having you and Garrett with us and spending this amount of time with us. And I know you have to scoot off. There's another project you have that you got to get to. But thanks for sharing this evening with us. We will definitely have you guys back as you continue to roll out some of the new music and some of the new vibe and vision. You're always welcome back on the Jim Master Show Live. The viewers are loving it. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And I hope that the show met whatever expectations you had and that you enjoyed your time with me as much as I certainly have with you.
Well, you all exceeded my expectations and Garrett's too. And so again, we just thank you for having us on, for your warmth, for your love, for your bright light, Jim. And, we will definitely remember this and talk to you in the future.
You know who was watching tonight who also says he had a good time? One of my sidekicks. George Burns was with us tonight. He's always here. He's sort of my Ed McMahon. He loved it. I thought it was great. He loved it. So, and he played God, remember? So you got a thumbs up from God.
Where's Gracie, George?
You can't go wrong with George. Guys, you're the best. Thanks again for joining us on the show.
Peace, everybody.
Let's definitely stay in touch, and I hope that we'll get to meet in person, either if you guys are on the East Coast or I'm in the middle on a TV shoot or something. It would be a pleasure to break bread with you guys.
Absolutely. We would love that.
You guys have a good night. Thanks for all the great music, too, and good luck. Best of health.
Family. Thank you.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Thanks, Maria. Bye-bye now. Wasn't that fantastic? So wonderful to have them both here on the show, and we thank them for all this time and the great music. Thank you very much. Fantastic show. Thank you, Jim, Maria, and Garrett as well. You're welcome, Willie. Thank you as well. Thank you. Wonderful music. Thank you, Kathy Short. And Ann says, thank you for a wonderful evening music. My pleasure. We always put a lot of thought into what we're going to do, what the topic of the show is going to be, who our guest is going to be. I like to do shows that are entertaining, fun. We learn something, but also brings you guys in from around the world. And you're so expressive too during the live shows. All of you, Amy, thank you, Maria, beautiful music. So wonderful to have met you, Maria and Garrett. Say well, Mary Bishop. Juanita says, great conversation. Thank you, Maria, for sharing your beautiful music with us. Keep well. Fantastic show. Thank you, Maria, Jim, Garrett. Denise, thank you very much. Great music. Wonderful music. Thank you very much. You're all very welcome. Again, we always like to put together fun shows and intriguing shows. And this show had a lot of heart and soul to it, didn't it? Absolutely. Absolutely. Another great show. Thank you very much, Austin Field as well, and Amy and everybody watching. Want to let you know that tomorrow we've got a really interesting guest who's joining us. He's very well known in the legal field, and get ready to, pose some questions. He wrote a phenomenal book too. This is Stanley Goldman. He is a noted legal expert, on-air correspondent, and has been for decades for CBS and NBC, all the major networks, Fox, all of them. And he covered the Michael Jackson trial, the O.J. Simpson trial, some of the largest trials, but also more than that, he wrote this incredible book about his mother escaping genocide in Germany and the wrath of Hitler and the Holocaust. He's a legend in the industry as an on-air legal correspondent and legal expert. He's going to be with us. That is Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. On Saturday from Celtic Thunder, live, 2 p.m. Eastern. Very special time, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. Neil Byrne, my buddy, Neil Byrne is returning to the Jim Masters Show live. We thank him very much for joining us again. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Saturday afternoon, for music and Irish crack and all kinds of cool things from Celtic Thunder and Byrne and Kelly. That's going to be 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. It'll be 7 p.m. in Ireland, Scotland, and England. He's going to be with us. And then on Saturday night from West Side Story, George Takerus. Yes, legendary actor. He's also an Academy Award-winning dancer as well as actor. And there he is getting his Academy Award. He wrote this book, My West Side Story memoir. He was also in White Christmas and Gentlemen Prefer Blondes and There's No Business Like Show Business and so many epic movies. He's with us on Saturday night exclusively here. We look forward to it. Sunday, we've got a very special show. celebrating the life of comedic legend Bob Hope with Martha Bolton. She's a wonderful writer and journalist. She penned this incredible book, Dear Bob, Bob Hope's wartime correspondence with the GIs of World War II. She wrote this along with Linda Hope, who is Bob Hope's daughter. And they're going to be sharing this with us on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Of course, the Jim Masters Show you can find live 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, here, right where you are. And we thank you very much for joining us as often as you guys do. I think it's awesome when you're here. And again, if you missed an episode of any of our shows, all 300 episodes, you can find them all on our YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV. And we would love it if you subscribe to the channel. That would be great. Really, really cool. It's terrific if you do, and spread the lovity and tell everybody to check out our YouTube channel and some of the past episodes, and definitely subscribe, and click the notification bell so you don't miss any of the content, our daily content, and also special content that we're putting on the YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. So subscribe away, share, tell everybody you know. We would love that. That really does help the show when you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, you can find me on Facebook at Jim Masters TV. And don't forget, not just to like the page, but definitely follow the page too, because Facebook's going to be getting rid of the likes and just keep people who are following. So make sure you follow the page as well. You do know how to pick them. Sure do, Juanita. We put a lot of time here doing that. I'm glad you guys enjoy it, and quite beautiful inside and out. Thank you for your appearance. This has been a great conversation, show, music, live, the whole bit. Tomorrow's show looks so interesting. Saturday, double lovity again as well. Good night to Willie and Anne. This is a wonderful evening. Wishing everyone very good night as well. Kathleen, thanks, Jim, for another great show as well. And yes, keep me posted on Citi Field. My buddy was just asking about that. Text me when you hear about Citi Field where the New York Mets play, because we want to know if we're going to be heading out and having some hot dogs and a ball game. We're overdue for that in the big city. All right, gang, don't forget, as we always say here on the Jim Masters Show live, and again, we'll be back tomorrow. If you missed any of the shows this week, wow, we've had some great guests this week. Don't forget to smile, and don't forget to share the lovity. Don't forget to find your Zen place. Mine, of course, is the ocean, as well as my work in television and radio and stage, on air, on camera, behind the scenes, and more. And of course, the most important is time with loving family and friends, and thoroughly enjoy all the time that we spend together here on the Jim Masters Show live. Don't forget to relax, breathe, love one another, take care of one another, and love yourself. Always remember to love yourself. And everybody's welcome here on the Jim Masters Show live. Doesn't matter your income, your zip code, your height, your weight, your eye color, political views, religious views. Everybody is welcome to have a good time with us. We always work hard to have a good time here on the Jim Masters Show live. We got tulips from Willie, lovely hugs from Christine. Good night, everybody. I will have a great night. Hugs, safe. Good night, all. Even our shorter shows are still longer than most. Another great show. Good night, everyone. Go get some sleep, Jim. Absolutely. Thank you, Juanita and Willie. Enjoyed this show. Good night, Mr. Lovity. Good night, Lovities. You too as well. Linda in Florida. Denise says good night, Jim. And thank you for a wonderful show. My pleasure. And we thank again Maria and Garrett for joining us. Maria Cuevas is amazing. And look for her online. Good night, everyone. Have a nice evening as well. You too as well. Love having you guys here on the show. So, or as Ed Sullivan said, on the shoe, the big shoe. Good night, all, and much love. Group hug. There's our group lovity hug, everybody. From Kathleen, got that initiated, and you the man, Jim. Thank you, Marty. Right back at you. Kathleen in New York, Kathy in Cleveland. Good night, Jim. Looking forward to future shows. We'll be back tomorrow. A lovely group hugs. Yeah, for all. Good night, gang. We love you all. Take care. Be well. Thanks for joining us in this episode of the Jim Masters Show live. We always have a good time together, and something special and something intriguing and something fun for all of you all the time when you tune in. Don't forget, you can see all the episodes on our YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV. Good night. Love you all. Bye-bye. We'll see you tomorrow.